So this is our first video post. We like to call it Drinking Hot Things with Lacey and Heather because we have hot things and we're gonna talk some stuff to you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And this post in particular is about why we named our blog Madonna the Whore. And to start out with, it's kind of a literary trope as well as a religious trope, as Heather pointed out. Catholic schoolgirl, ex-Catholic schoolgirl. Yeah, that's important to remember. Not really. Anyways, so I'm going to explain to you the horror part of the trope, and she's going to explain to you the Madonna part of the trope, and then we'll move on from there. We just want you to understand, like, where it came from and why it's important.
So the Madonna, she's virginal, pure, more ideal. She's more domestic, more subservient, would you say?
Put on a pedestal.
Yeah, like idealized. And
romanticized.
Most definitely, especially in religious texts, I think.
And she's like the inherent femininity of a woman.
Yes.
That thing that we're all supposed to be born with that makes us softer.
Yep.
And then the whore is that thing called knowledge. And it's either sexual knowledge or it's book learning. And we get that from courtesans in the Renaissance, which were, I mean, if you don't know what a courtesan is, she was basically a whore, but just a higher scale. And courtesans were one of the only women, even before noble women, that were allowed in libraries, which kind of complicates that idea of what it means to be a whore. Like, a woman who's a whore is a woman who knows more than she's supposed to. And so
I think that's the basic underlying thing.
That's the important thing to remember.
Yeah.
So they come together. And these two come together, Madonna and the whore. They're the two tropes that women are supposed to fit into. You're either
one
a Madonna
or the other.
Or you're a whore, yeah.
Lovely binary systems.
Yeah, America. And it builds expectations for what women are supposed to look like, smell like, act like, and that whole where's a woman belong? Well, in the kitchen, duh. No. So we're moving forward from that. And Heather pointed something out earlier called a double bind.
So, like we were talking about earlier, there's the expectation of a woman being a Madonna or a whore. But it creates the double bind because you're supposed to be both. You're supposed to be pure and virginal, but you're also supposed to know what you're doing. And you can't possibly know both. You can't be a virgin and you can't have
sexual experience.
Exactly. It's impossible.
And that is an expectation that men have of us. Like, you don't want to be bad in the sack, but how can you still remain chaste and pure until your wedding or what have you, whatever your philosophies are on that, and also have sexual knowledge? You can. And so we've got this idea of feminism and how we want to take these stereotypes and these expectations and these binds and these tropes and question them and pull them apart and complicate them, because women are way more complicated than just a Madonna or just a whore. I mean, we're way more complicated than that, which is why we wanted to start a blog in the first place.
And we want people to be able to identify these things and question everything. Question everything our society expects you to do or the pressures that you feel. And maybe try and figure out where those things come from.
And move forward from there. Because you can't have a dialogue if all your expectations are set.
Right.
And a lot of people have that problem where they know exactly what a woman is supposed to look like. They know exactly what a man is supposed to look like. But those definitions are always changing. We meet people every day who complicate those definitions. And it's our hope to bring some of those people to this blog and have them talk about their own experiences being bisexual males, asexual females, and ungendered individuals. There's all sorts of complicated people out there.
We want people to question those binaries and realize that it's not simply black and white. It's not simply one way or the other.
Exactly.
Like with the Madonna and the whore, it's not as simple as just one or the other.
And our idea initially sparked from the fact that we want to be both. Like, we want, but not both in a way under the male gaze necessarily, but both in that we enjoy like the feminine aesthetic. Like, I mean, I enjoy it a little bit more than she does because, lady bits. But anyways, we want to demonstrate to other women that it's okay to be a feminine woman and also be a feminist.
Right.
And then our ideas just exploded from there.
Yeah. It all went from there.
Yeah. So we needed a place to store all that and share it with the world, and that's why we came up with this blog.
So stick around and see our other stuff and see how it all goes. And
Yeah. See if you like what we've got to say, and join in on the conversation. And we welcome any questions and comments, and
we want all sorts of views, not just ones that agree with ours.
Exactly.
We want to open up things for discussion and debate.
That's the point of discourse.
Exactly.
And that's what we're here to promote.
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thank you.